Now, if you did miss the first segment, you should know that we have with us the Managing Director of Aspirations Education, Ms. Deepamala Abesekara, as well as medical doctor, Dr. Induvaravira Kodi, and they've been here to introduce a brand new concept that will really help Sri Lankan students, and that's called Your World of Medicine, well, the Aspirations World of Medicine, and it's something that is here to help Sri Lankan students really reach their potential and fulfill their dreams when it comes to pursuing a career in medicine. And I think it's a career where lots of you might have a lot of problems, so we discussed some of the things that you should consider, the factors that you should consider when choosing medicine as a career. And Deepamala, you were saying about how aspirations can help the students when it comes to fulfilling this dream.
I was just giving you a list of universities and in different countries. So what I couldn't mention was the International Medical University, IMU, in Malaysia.
That's popular, even I've heard of that.
Yes. It's also like Manipal is another brand, IMU is another brand, and IMU also has pathways to Australia and UK and Ireland and Canada and so on. So we directly represent University of New South Wales and Australian National University, one of the most prestigious university for the graduate entry. It's in Monash, Malaysia, Monash, Australia, University of Western Sydney and University of New South Wales. So all these universities, the medical faculties, this is what we represent in the Your World of Aspirations. And a special mention has to go about Manipal Melaka, because I think students will find studying in India in Manipal 2 years and Malaysia 2 years very exciting as well.
Yes, because there is a sort of cultural crossover there as well. It's not just one country that you're in. Are there advantages to studying both in India and Malaysia?
Correct.
And let's speak about now when it comes to choosing. Now, lots of people, when they're 5 years old, their parents might be doctors. They might have heard about a career in medicine. How great it is. What a great service it is actually to be a doctor and to help so many people and to save lives. So that can be a dream for so many people. But how can you be sure that medicine is actually for you? That's the career that you should pursue. I mean, it is a long-term career. Once you are a doctor, you're a doctor. So how does the student know that it's the right choice to make? Well, doctor, now you made that choice. I'm sure you're happy with it.
That's a very important question. Actually, it's not a good time to ask that question when you're halfway through your career. So I think everybody who is planning to become a doctor should ask that question before they become a doctor. And in my case, I asked that question when I was a medical student, probably in my third year, because and a lot of my colleagues and a lot of people that I have met in my lifetime in the medical field had not asked that question before they entered medical career. They did not know what it would be like to become a doctor, what would be the life of a doctor.
Because you study a lot. You study, that's all you do for at least 2 or 3 years to get into that career.
Exactly. So it's a lot of commitment. So it's really important to understand what it takes to become a doctor, and also to understand whether it is actually for you, because it is not for everybody. And some say it's like the priesthood. So it's not exactly for people who are looking only for prestige or for money or something else. So there are a lot of factors to consider when identifying whether you are for medicine. And in aspirations education, in Your World of Medicine, there are tools and techniques developed to identify and to help people identify their own career, and one of the careers is medicine. So obviously it will be very helpful for me to explain the basis of that. So first thing, we use a technique called the 3-circle strategy at Aspirations. What we do is we try to find where all your strengths overlap. So in medicine, choosing medicine, it's as a career, it's very important. One circle would be your ability. So there are specific tools to identify your abilities, and the other circle would be your passion, and there is another circle which brings opportunities. So where ability and passion and opportunities overlap will be your career. So obviously for medicine, when you talk about abilities, the doctor is a person who's very analytical, because it's a scientific thing. You need to analyze and to identify the problems and to give a solution. We need students who are very analytical. And also not only analytical but also very compassionate and someone with a lot of people skills.
Oh, I see.
And not only that, you need to have the ability to absorb a lot of information, because there are so big volumes of information you need to retain. You will be walking information reservoir basically as a doctor. So all three things combined into one will make a proper doctor. So those abilities are very much required to decide to become one. And the other important circle is your passion. So you should have a genuine passion to become a doctor. And also opportunities, in the sense the opportunities inside medicine would be fields or areas which makes you grow and which makes you somebody who would contribute to the world in a proper way. So the opportunity circle is a very important one. So we try to find students within these overlapping areas to make sure that they are very suitable for medicine, and to help them to understand whether they are suitable. So there are long list of techniques and tools. I'm not going to mention them, but they are used to identify a person's personality and his or her own strengths, to make sure that we are helping them to understand what medicine is and to help them to study better and to become a better doctor. So I'll give you a small example of something that happened very recently. At Aspirations, we met one student who came to us after completing his final MBBS exam. And
so he was a fully qualified doctor? He
was a fully qualified doctor. But his problem was, he was very good in studies and he has completed all the exams very well. But he wanted to do engineering as a subject, and he wanted to become an engineer now. It was a very awkward scenario, because you're a doctor now and you want to become an engineer. It's a completely different career, and he's ready to choose that. So
and this is after maybe like 5 or 6
years of medical career, studying medicine. So we did a complete personality test, and we had a long interview with him, and later to understand from the personality tests that his career choice would be engineer, not doctor. It's more technical, and that is why he himself came up with the choice of becoming an engineer. But once you're a doctor, it takes another 4 or 5 years to become another engineer, and you're changing professions. Maybe if he doesn't like that at the end of the course, then he has to change it again. So luckily he found an area which overlaps with engineering and medicine. So later he decided to go ahead with that. He went to another country to study a postgraduate degree in biomedical engineering, and it was his medical qualification was a pre-qualification. So the example, I gave that example because there are a lot of students who are trying to become a doctor for a particular reason. But if you do these preliminary tests, you're avoiding a future mistakes, a mistake that you will regret later. So you might choose a career which might be an overlap between medicine and something else, or maybe you will find a subspecialty within medicine. Even before you start the career, you'll know what exactly to do.
Exactly.
Therefore, it is important, and all of those tools are very much practiced within your world of medicine at Aspirations. So that is the basic outline of what it takes to become a doctor.
Yes, I mean, now each and every test I have to ask you, Deepamala, is it done tailor-made for each student? Like as soon as a student comes in, each person, is it a different process depending on the person?
Yeah, I'll just let you know how it happens, because the senior management of Aspirations, and specifically Mrs. Daphne Abesekar and Mr. Ajit Abesekar, they have been counseling over so many students. So when they are counseling, in that they have taken these personality tests into account by practice and the scientific methods, and they will be doing a personal counseling session which involves all the 3 circle strategies. Like we might not specifically mention and say we are doing a 3 circle strategy, we are doing the information, vision, passion cycle, we are doing a personality test based on the Myers-Briggs, but sort of a more like a 17-year of experience of counseling about more than 15,000 students, and that is in their blood to be able to judge and tell. Because sometimes for the students it will be a bit sort of strange if you say, okay, this is the circle, this is a circle, kind of that. So we take all these things into account when we are equipping our counselors, also when we are training the counselors, so that they know to judge and get the right answer from the student and the parent and give them the right choice. So all this research that our think tank at the Your World of Medicine at Aspirations is doing is passed on to the senior management and the counselors, who in turn take the experience also, put it together and do the counseling sessions. So I think as a result there is a lot of word of mouth created, and many students and parents come to us, and we are very happy to give them the service, and our service is absolutely free of charge. So at this crucial juncture, when the Z codes are going to come out and the A-level results are going to come out, we invite all the A-level students and the parents also to come visit us, and especially for the medical students and well as the other students as well. And let me just give you one more opportunity for everybody who is interested in engineering now. We have a very 2 special scholarships to the RMIT Vietnam campus. It's 50% off for 2 students who are going through Aspirations Education exclusively. So we have 2 scholarships for the October intake. This is for the engineering students. So that's again another opportunity. And I think what Aspirations is trying to do is a lot of research based on the career guidance and placement to give the best possible service.
I think you should give out maybe the contact details.
Definitely,
that, they can find out more information as well.
Let me tell you the hotline number, which is 077753988, and of course our website, which is www.aspirations.edu.lk, and you can log on to our Facebook page, which is Aspirations Education as well. And there's going to be a new Facebook page on the Aspirations Education Foundation, our social duty arm. So we will keep you posted, and we're going to have an open day especially for Manipal University, Malacca Manipal, 2 years in India, 2 years in Malaysia for medicine studies. And the open day will be somewhere in August, around August 22nd or so. The exact dates would be posted on our website and the Facebook pages. So be in touch with us. People from University of Manipal will be coming down, the admission office as well. So if you have your results ready and even pending results, we can focus on the October intake and also the April intake as well.
Alright, so I think that we've given out a lot of valuable information, a lot of food for thought this morning when it comes to the future of your child if you're a parent, or your own future if you're a student. So thank you so much, Ms. Deepamala, as well as Dr. Induvaru, for being with us on the show.
One small message I want to give as the last message.
Of course.
That is, I would make this an opportunity to invite all the A-level students. This is a service given free of charge, and we don't charge anything for this service, so make use of this opportunity to select a career in if you are planning to go into a career in medicine. It's a very important opportunity for you all.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Thank you to both of you once again.
Thank you, Amaya.
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure to have you on the show. With that, we're going for a very short break, but don't go anywhere because we will be back with a great segment on Good Morning Sri Lanka.